So, a while ago, actually it was in March of last year, we did a video announcing the engine swap on Earl's Buttercup.
Under this hood is a zero-time 0290 140 horsepower engine.
Pop the door open a little bit there, Earl.
This is a Lycoming.
Here we go.
We've been a little bit delinquent getting to a follow-up on that video for reasons to be discussed here. But hey, it's better late than never.
All right. As promised, welcome back. It's been way too long. I think it's been about 8-ish months since we did some aviation content. I'm back here with Earl, and again, the subject today is kind of a closeout to this saga. I guess we'll call it a saga.
It's been a saga.
Putting the 0290 on the Buttercup. So we'll talk a little bit about where we're at right now, about Earl, how much he's been flying and things like that. I haven't talked for a minute about that. We'll talk about what happened, why it's been so long since we put out a video, why it took a long time to get this airplane back into continuous flying shape, in good condition.
Because we had to rebuild the engine for the second time.
Yeah, second time. And then I'll have Earl talk a little bit about what the airplane is like now, what changed, what's different about it, what he thinks, his observations of adding, 40 horsepower plus. Probably to the airplane. So what happened, Earl? Let's walk through that. What happened? So you said you had to rebuild the engine a second time. So
when I flew it the first time, everything appeared to be okay. I landed it, we were washing it off, and I noticed that there was oil on the belly, and then I looked underneath it, there was a lot of oil on the belly. I lost 4 quarts of oil in about 5 minutes. And the problem being that the camshaft, from what I understand, the new ones are a little bit longer than the old ones, and it's spinning through the oil, shot it right out the breather hole, which is right next to it in front. And
right, so certain 0290 camshafts apparently are slightly longer than others,
about 1/8 of an inch.
and that causes it to pressurize oil straight out the breather hole. So if it has, and it's not a functionality issue, as the camshaft works fine, it works the same, it's that it throws all the oil out the breather, and it took us quite a lot of research to find that issue, and we ended up calling an A&P, an IA that was pretty knowledgeable, and just said, hey, can the camshaft cause this? And he said, you got the wrong camshaft in it, it's too long.
Because the camshaft, I guess there was a 2-part camshaft, where the gear went on the back, and there was a 1-part camshaft, which I have now is a 1-part camshaft, where the gear's fixed to it. So it makes it a little bit longer.
So that in itself wasn't the end of the world. It didn't kill the project. We were able to move the breather to the back of the engine.
Yeah, where the vacuum pump hole goes.
Yep.
And that took care of that pressure problem.
So then there was a second problem, which
was pressure number 2 problem.
Pressure number 2 problem. So what was that?
That was the crankshaft, and a lot of 0290s were built for a constant speed prop.
So what airplane would that have been on? Like a Blanca Cruise Master, something like that?
I think it's that, or maybe even a twin Sonica or something.
Okay.
Like that,
Yep.
that had an 0290 on it.
Yep.
But you can tell that now that I know by the side of the engine that has a little valve that has been blocked off, and that valve is it's either on or off. It's not really a constant speed. It's a high-low deal.
Yeah.
And what happens is there's a plug in the back of the crankshaft.
And we'll try and add a picture of it here in the video to show what we're talking about. There's 2 plugs.
There's a plug in the front, which is always on all the airplanes, but there's a plug in the back that I didn't know about. And so I popped the plug out of the front, and sure enough, there was a plug in the back. And what that's supposed to do is keep the oil from going back in the oil pan. It's supposed to go through the prop and then back into the oil pan. But because I don't have a return, it built up pressure inside there, and we'll send a picture of that.
And it kept kept pushing the prop seal out. So put the prop seal in 3-4 times and it kept pushing it out. And finally, that became known that it had the inner plug in it.
So then I drilled out the plug, which was fun. But before we did that, I had a couple friends which are named, we won't name them.
No names.
No names.
Wasn't me.
And one of them poked a hole in the oil return line that's internal in the crankshaft. That takes care of the crankshaft.
So with the crankshaft being damaged at this point, this was in so with the problems, we got the thing flying. You flew it around the patch a few times. It was June.
Yep.
Had maybe 3-4 hours on it. Kept having the oil issue. Kept spitting oil, making the belly all dirty. It was mid-June, late June, and then tried to get this second plug out of there, and the damage to the crankshaft. So now the engine's got to come down, and so late July, Earl goes back and gets the goes back to his good friend, and they take the engine down and rebuild it. Put a new crankshaft in.
But the beauty part here is like a blessing in disguise. That few minutes I flew it with no oil, because it blew it all out and actually damaged the bearings. So
definitely a blessing. So the crankshaft was damaged more than just the oil return hole in the front. It was terminal in that it damaged the bearings.
The bearings wouldn't have lasted long. They were scored pretty bad.
So with that being said, the engine was put back together early August, back on, and flying again. And so about 10 hours now?
Yeah, I got about 10 hours.
Okay. As you can tell, we're wearing winter jackets. It's 30 degrees right now, which is kind of warm for this time of year in New York, but it's still cold out. We did have some snow earlier, which the runway now is mushy. We're not flying on the tires right now because the runway's being mushy. So that's kind of the short and long of what happened getting the engine on. You saw all the other videos, us doing the cowling and all the beautiful work underneath, and it's just as beautiful as it was. It's new now again. And so, Earl, what's the biggest performance difference that you've seen since you put it out?
The reason why I wanted to go, I had the 0200, which is it's supposed to be 100 horsepower, but you're never going to get that at 2450 or probably 87 horsepower or something like that. So when I put this on, it's really 140 on the Lycoming. I noticed that when I was flying to Oshkosh, I had my wife, a full tank of gas, 75 pounds of baggage. The climb rate in 90-degree weather was horrible. And so I would just fly like I usually do around here, which is low altitude. But now that I've got this, it's not just that, is I fly to a lot of small fields that I need to get out, and I want to clear the trees with a safety margin. This will get off the ground in a couple hundred feet, and it feels like you're going straight out, but it climbs out at probably 1,500, 2,000 feet a minute. And it goes.
So mine has 160 horse, this is 140 horse, and of course this airplane's a little lighter than mine. This is better performing, I think, than mine even.
I think it's because you're cow.
Maybe my cow's the problem. But I mean, in general though, I mean, you get off the ground really fast, you climb really well.
And I gained 10 miles an hour. Which I wasn't really looking for. I was looking for the climb, but now we used to cruise about 126. Was 130, so I put the bigger tires on and dropped it down to like 126. And now I can do an easy 140. And if you want to just hold it to the wall, it'll go as fast as you want it to go, which I won't tell you how fast it was, but I don't like going over 150. I draw a line on that.
I know when I flew it, I was in the pattern, and I had it wound out at about 150, and I pulled it back. Because I was surprised how fast it got there.
It'll do 150, but I don't like that. So it doesn't have balance ailerons or elevator, so that's it.
So that's the long and short of what we were up against, and there was a lot of trial and error, a lot of, try this, start it, run it for 5 minutes, see if oil leaks here, and in the end it was just two, I guess, really rare, unique things that were stacked up in the same engine against us that we didn't know that was possible ahead of time.
And the 0290 engine is a bulletproof engine. Unfortunately, all the manufacturers in the Lycoming themselves, they don't want to talk about it. So you kind of got a bastard engine, and it's too bad because it's a really strong engine. It's every bit as strong, if not more so, than the 0320. But it just got nudged out by the 0320. So I wouldn't say stay away from the 0290 now that I know it, but the parts are getting rare, and like they all are. And now
Rings are really
they're
expensive.
$1,500 for the set of rings. So,
Yep.
but I got an airplane that I loved it for 20 years, and now I really love it. So
Yeah, it's a great performer, and I think I think we still have to do some paint on the spinner. The spinner's just on here right now, and it's just got some spray bomb on it, but we got to get the spinner painted so it matches the cowl. And as you can see, everything's all finished, and really it's just kind of in hibernation here until either the runway freezes or
tonight.
maybe and get some really cold weather, get the runway frozen because we don't have snow.
Yeah.
That'll be the next chance to get this out. So again, it's been what, 8 months since we put a video out about Buttercup and what's going on with the engine, and I know a lot of people were really stoked and interested when we put the first video out.
And we got video plan take off at the airport here, so
Yeah, we'll make some more some videos to add to that. But so we apologize, it's been a long time. If you watch my channel, today I posted a video of painting some fenders for a Ford pickup truck. I will have a video of some old cars at my parents' place, things like that. But back on the content here, we hope to put out a couple videos soon, hopefully out of our Cub project. We're building a J5 Cub with a 235 on it. So it's be pretty cool. And I really don't know what else to say, Earl, other than
that's it. It's a wrap now, so we're just going to.
it's a wrap.
And my next project is wearing out this project, so that's what I want to do.
Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're anywhere near Gaines Valley Aviation, stop in and see us.
That's
And,
upstate New York, near Lake Ontario, between Rochester and Buffalo.
Yep, west of Rochester. Don't come when there's 3 feet of snow unless the wind's not blowing and we're out on the skis. So come on in then.
That'll do it.
Thanks for watching, Earl.
Yep, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Like you said, it's been a fun airplane, and I hope we have it for a long time. I don't want to mess with it anymore. I just want to fly it.
Luceair.com, Facebook.com, Wittman Buttercup. Thanks for watching.
We're out.
Thanks for watching. We know it's been a long time. We hope that the content has been interesting and informative. Like, share, subscribe, and most of all, please comment. Luceair.com, Facebook.com/Wittman Buttercup. Again, thanks for watching.